Let me tell you a tale born from root and ruin, a story whispered through the moss-draped boughs, carried on the hush of ancient winds, in the undying heart of the Bramblewild, where towering trees braid the sky and moonlight drowns beneath leaves older than cities. There walked one whom the world had all but forgotten. Her name was Elara, a druid, scholar, and wayfarer of restless dreams. Elara's past was a shroud of lost names and silent apprenticeships. She wandered, alone but for the restless fire within her, drifting ever farther from the stone halls of men, deeper into the green's embrace. Her feet found the old forest on a dawn woven with mist and memory, a realm said to sleep since men mapped the heavens and gods drew boundaries around hope. Twisting roots and bone-white brambles parted before her as she pressed into the gloom, guided by a pull she could neither resist nor fully name. There, cradled at the nadir of a sunken vale, she found the grove. It was a cathedral to lost druidic power, ringed by blackened yews and spectral blossoms. In ages past, it had throbbed with primal life, a nexus where wild magic pooled. But now, decay gnawed at every seam. Petals curled with rot, trees bled amber like old wounds. For all its ruin, Elara felt the heartbeat of something immense, slumbering beneath her boots. She knelt, pressing her palm to the moss. A shiver raced up her arm, whispers, half-words, and the echoing weight of centuries. She saw in that frozen dawn 1,000 hands weaving rites beneath moon and storm, shaping every breath of wind and stretch of vine. Elara's breath caught. It wants to remember itself, she thought, heart pounding. And I want to remember too. She passed days tracing the old sigils in the loam, deciphering glyphs scorched into fallen oak. By night, she leafed through crumbling tomes salvaged from ruins and riverbeds. Each discovery stitched her to the grove's fate. As the veil of the past lifted, a tale unfolded. A tale of those who had come before, druids bold and desperate who sought to tear back the shroud of slumber and resurrect the wild heart of the world. But when they performed the rites, a chorus of voices in the dark, blades slicing palms, blood watering the roots, the awakening had gone terribly wrong. The wild unleashed had razed farms, choked rivers, driven creatures mad with hunger and pain. Humankind recoiled, the circle fell, and the grove was chained by powerful sleep. Elara's dreams became haunted. At night, she saw spectral deer devouring moons made of corn, rivers surging with glassy-eyed fish, ancient spirits screaming in tangled branches. They acted from desperation. She traced her finger over a faded schematic, voice trembling. But how else does one heal a dying world? Alone in the ailing grove, Elara battled herself. Could she right what was once broken, or would she repeat the failures of her forebears? Her soul trembled at the edge of hope and despair. Yet the world was sick beyond salves and song. Storms scoured the northern reaches. Crops blackened before harvest. The balance sundered wherever she looked. If not me, then who? Elara whispered to the waiting trees. If not now, then when? A choice unfurled before her. Restore the ancient power and risk calamity anew, or turn away, leaving the world to wither inch by inch. Tension burned in her marrow, every certainty eroded by compassion and dread. On a night where rain wept silver and thunder gnawed the sky, Elara knelt beside the fallen altar. She set her hand to the glyphs, bared her wrist, and traced a spiral over her skin. I do this not for dominion, she prayed in the old tongue, but for mourning, all that is lost and may yet be saved. Her voice trembled, warmth and regret threading every word. The ritual began. Old magic, like honey-thick sap, seeped from the earth. Roots writhed, flowers burst open with bioluminescent fire, air thickened with ghost fragrance and thunderous heartbeats. Elara chanted, blood mingling with the damp moss, pain sharpening her focus to a diamond point. From the grove's center, a column of wild energy erupted. A column neither green nor gold, but the shade of memory and spring. Hope torn from ruin. The forest shuddered. Winds whispered her name, and for an instant she saw the world as it had been. Waterfalls laughter bright, orchards groaning with life, peace knitting every shadowed veil. Then the balance snapped. A surge of tidal force blew through Elara, staggering her to her knees. Lightning lashed from cloudless skies. Roots split stone. From thickets and hollows spilled creatures unremembered. Foxes with antlers, lilies with snake tongues, sapphire butterflies the size of shields. Some shimmered with otherworldly beauty, curling around her in awe. Others howled with hunger, eyes burning with glacial fire. Elara's triumph soured to horror. No, what have I done? She tried to call the wild back, but it roared over her pleas. The boundaries holding nature's fury crumbled. Branches crashed open roads. Rivers changed course overnight. Starvation and abundance twisted in a mad waltz. I wanted to heal, she whispered, face slick with tears, but all I've done is break the chains of something no soul could tame. Magi and warlords, drawn by rumors of the new magic, descended like vultures wrapped in velvet. They sought to leash the grove's power, to wield it for conquest or eternal fame. Strife kindled at the grove's edge, greed hacking at the fragile sprouts of hope and renewal. Elara fought for the forest as she could, blunting blades with roots, spilling her own blood to slow the hungry advance. But the chaos grew wild and fractal. The forest overflowed its ancient cradle, reshaping all it touched. Whole villages vanished under carpets of moss and mushroom, while strange beasts sanctified and raised in equal measure. The world teetered on the edge, order unraveling in threads of green and nightmare. And yet, Elara did not run. She mourned, and she raged, and she sought wisdom older than ambition. In the heart of storm and entropy, she realized, she must not control the wild, but entreat it, not command, but join. Digging deeper, she delved into the oldest memories of the grove, those layered deep below blood and regret. She communed with the spirits, cast herself into the ceaseless dance of predator and prey, seed and rot. I cannot unmake what is done, she told the wild, but I will become the tether, the root and the branch, binding power to purpose. Her nights blurred into feverish rites. Elara wove her own life song with that of the grove, blood and soul pledged as living anchor. She became the new heart of the forest, racked by agony, kept on the knife edge of renewal and collapse. In time, her sacrifice began to mend the world's hurt. Some of the wild things were calmed, brokered into treaty by her word. The worst of the chaos stilled. The forest learned, in part, to temper its outpouring, to regrow not in frenzy, but with patience. Nature's balance not fully restored, but no longer careening toward oblivion. Elara, unchanged yet transformed, remained within the grove, neither holy woman nor holy warden. Her tale grew into legend, a caution and a prayer. The world looked upon the awakened forest and remembered the old lessons, that power untethered from humility will always court disaster, and that healing the land must start not with conquest, but with reverence, wisdom, and sacrifice. So heed her story, you who seek out what is lost in the world. Ancient forces endure not as tools, but as kin, and may we remember, before it is too late, to cherish what cannot be remade. What would you have done in Elara's place, I wonder? Suggest the next tale, and perhaps it will be told by firelight soon.